I also liked the message that we should embrace our mom guilt because it's a proof that we are not a psychopath.
It is proof that you are not a psychopath. Yeah. So maybe if you have mom guilt, that you just want to say to yourself, like, is this something that I really did that I need to repair? Or is this just me feeling like I can't do everything and that makes me feel like I'm inadequate? And just differentiate between those two things.
Welcome to Flusterclux with Lynn Lyons, where we talk about worry and other big feelings in parenting. I'm your co-host, Robin. I'm Lynn's sister-in-law, and I'm here to ask your questions.
And I'm Lynn Lyons. I'm an anxiety expert, speaker, mom, and author, and I've been a therapist for over 30 years. Parenting can be a flusterclux, and I'm here to help you find your way.
So, Lynn, we have our retreat in a few more weeks, and we chose the theme Finding Joy, which I'm very excited about. And I'm working on the programs, the schedule, and the program are live now, so people can see what happens during the weekend. But one of the things that I think is so powerful, when I talk with my friends and they share their lives and they share their stresses with me about work and family, I'm really consistent now of talking about the power of silliness, the power of play. And I just imagine, because I've been there myself many times, stressed out mom, stressed out dad with a really stressed out face, trying to just do your daily thing with the family and cooking dinner and everything. And then what all the powerful things that happen when you start bringing in silliness and you turn on the music and you start dancing like Elaine from Seinfeld. Everything changes.
Yeah. When you just laugh, right? When you just have a silly conversation, everything changes. Anxiety gets in the way of connection. And I think the reason we really focused on finding joy as opposed to Finding Nemo, which is one of the most anxiety-producing movies that you can imagine. So we
don't love all Pixar. We just like Inside Out.
Yeah. But finding joy is, we sort of take for granted almost that everybody knows how to do that and that you don't have to consciously pay attention to it. So I think that part of us getting together and putting this retreat together in a place where we can have a lot of play and a lot of silliness. I'm really going to talk about that in the second workshop, actually, because for somebody who tends to be a fairly silly person, I sometimes can forget that that's not easy for everybody, particularly in the state of the world right now.
I have to say, silliness, I've been thinking a lot about this. I was invited because I'm a travel advisor. I was invited on this opportunity of a trip that involved a ton of play. And I thought to myself, which friend, because I could bring a friend. And I was thinking, which friend is really going to dive into the play aspect of this? I love my friends, but I actually think silliness is something that we let die in us,
Yes.
And you and I spend so much time together and you're so silly and playful that then I was looking at my friends outside my family. And then I was just man, we're an earnest group of people now.
Yeah.
I think that the whole concept of being an adult is really serious.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of room for play.
Yeah, sometimes you think parenthood is where silliness goes to die, right?
Yep.
I think about silliness. I'll just give you an example of silliness. We went up to my mom's house for some weekend and my sister was there. And there was a comment made about how we wear the color orange. Two of us were wearing the color orange. And so we were we like the color orange. We went home and that night, we were going back up to the lake the next day. Our entire family dressed entirely in orange. It's amazing how much orange we had. And then we arrived at my mom's house, the four of us, my kids were little, and we were entirely dressed in orange and we said not a word. We just showed up and everything on us was orange. We had on hunting vests. We had on, it was the best. And I mean, it was funny when we got there, but I'll tell you, it was so much fun at home getting all our orange clothes on and running around and finding the orange t-shirt. It was just a little tiny bit of silliness and play that created this really fun, silly memory. We'll be right back after this short break.
Lynn, I just tried a product that parents need to know about. Yipes wipes.
I know, me too. I was using them yesterday, actually. You know, I'll tell you, I didn't think I'd be so excited about wipes, but they are really great. They smell wonderful. They work great.
Yipes wipes are a kid's face and hand wipe designed to teach kids to develop independent, healthy habits. They were started by a mom who wanted to embrace the messy side of growing up. Messes are a way to learn, grow, and have fun. I think we have a whole episode about that.
Yes, you know, I am all for messes. So let them get messy and then use safe Yipes to remove all of the icky stuff.
You can feel good about Yipes wipes being safe for kids. No parabens or petroleum, 99% plant derived, they're hypoallergenic, they're dermatologist tested, they're 98% water, and they're plastic free wipes.
I love that they're compostable because we got a big compost in the back. They're 94% biodegradable. They're not tested on animals. They also come in these great individual sachets, perfect for on the go, or you can get a big canister to use at home. They're perfect to throw in backpacks, lunch boxes, after sports practice, in the car, at the movies, or at home, sitting on the kitchen counter.
Go to yipeswipes.com/fluster for 20% off. Once again, that's yipeswipes.com/fluster. Or just enter Fluster at checkout for 20% off at yipeswipes.com. Growing up is messy.
So we've got Yipes wipes to the rescue.
Lynn, every summer I say this, I think that summer's going to be this relaxing experience. And I don't know why, but summer's actually just as stressful as the rest of the year with all these things happening.
Well, you know what? I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to make summer great. So we're still managing anxiety. This is why we need healthy outlets and support for our stress as well.
That's why any stressed out mama should check out Metabolic Reds by Pure Health Research.
Metabolic Reds is a delicious superfood blend that contains wonderful adaptogens like ashwagandha.
Adaptogens are known as nature's stress busters, known for a remarkably calming effect. Plus, the many other organic red fruits, probiotics, and digestive enzymes help boost your energy levels all day long while igniting your metabolism.
And let us mention, too, that Metabolic Reds taste like a delicious berry smoothie. It does. I tried it. It's really delicious.
As a listener of our show, you can try Metabolic Reds risk-free today and get a free bottle of Metabolic Greens with your first order.
So go to getreds.com/fluster to learn more. That's getreds.com/fluster to purchase Metabolic Reds and claim your free gift. Go to getreds.com/fluster now and get started.
We need all the energetic help we can just to keep up with our summer schedules.
Okay, so now back to the show.
So I want to share, because this podcast is airing after the fact and won't blow a huge surprise.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, I didn't come from a silly family, and I've married into your family, which is obviously like, and you know, you're very much the ringleader of the shenanigans.
I love that. I love that title. I'll take it. I'm the shenanigan ringleader.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I still like ringleader of shenanigans.
Yeah. Ringleader of shenanigans.
Or ringleader o shenanigans.
Yeah.
To celebrate a big milestone birthday, our whole family, and this was your idea with maybe some of your boys, we all created satirical QVC style videos of products that your mom has kind of like pushed on us over the years. So it's like a whole QVC special with all of us creating these television skits in honor of her. And it's like it's a roast of her like enthusiasm for certain things. Yeah. So we all go all in. Like you haven't even seen my video yet.
I know. I haven't watched yours.
We're insanely silly. And so as I'm doing this and I'm like diving into it, I just want to make a comment that, you know, I'm thinking it's like, this is awesome that we do this. And yet, you know, I shared the video, our video, with a few of my friends, and they're just like, how do you all do this? And I think that what if you come from a family where like, you're like, well, we aren't silly. We don't play. It's not too late.
It is not too late.
And I think that that's actually a key thing. Like, how do you then start bringing that silly energy in? Because a lot of people listening, I don't know how, if you were to categorize all the families, yes, there's like the family who's silly and play games.
Yeah.
Working towards the model that you all are setting, I will say, as someone who is new to this, it's a pretty darn good place to be. And we should do a whole episode later this fall of like how to get your whole family silly.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that like I take it for granted that we're going to be silly because I'm a silly person. And so I just take it for granted. I think that's a great idea to do an episode. I will tell you that I have a friend who I haven't seen for years, but I see her on Facebook. At the last day of school, she has 3 boys. The last day of school every year, she greets the bus in a ridiculous outfit. When her son got off the bus, so all the kids are on the bus, she was out there in a Teletubbies costume on a scooter, waving to her son when her son was getting off the bus. She does it every year. It is awesome. He never knows what she's going to do. He knows it's going to be humiliating and ridiculous. And it is so, so funny. Like that's the level of silliness that you can bring to things. Yeah.
Anyway, just a way to talk about summer and the lighter things. We're going to recast an episode I really love where you give us a really great talk about letting go of mom guilt.
Yeah, because it's corrosive, right? Mom guilt, it's that self-criticism that we talked about in a previous episode. It's how do you beat yourself up? And as you're learning these new things, as you're recognizing what works and what doesn't work, lose the guilt. Lose the guilt. It's not helpful. Guilt is designed, and I talk about this, but guilt is designed to get our attention when there's something that we do need to make amends for. But there's a lot of extraneous guilt going on in our mommy culture, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Let's hear more of that after we come back from our break.
Robin, do you like to get cash back when you shop?
Of course. Who doesn't?
Exactly. So you and our listeners need to know about Top Cash Back. It's actually a free service that allows you to get money back when you shop online. Top Cash Back has a wide variety of categories on their site, from fashion to beauty, travel, and more. With over 7,000 retailers, including Amazon, Sephora, Walmart, and Nike. The average Top Cashback member saves $400 a year. Best of all, there's no minimum for a payout.
It's free to join. Try Top Cashback for yourself by visiting topcashback.com, creating an account with your email and password, and entering the promo code FLUSTER. Plus, all new customers who sign up now will get a $10 sign-up bonus when they spend their first $25 on topcashback.com after entering the promo code. So hurry, grab this promo offer to start saving on your shopping immediately.
Top Cashback is the most generous cashback site in the USA. They offer shoppers money back on everything they purchase through the Top Cashback website. So go to topcashback.com now and start getting money back when you shop. I've tried a few other meal kits over the years, but some of them can be pricey. That is not the case with Every Plate. Every Plate is 25% cheaper than grocery shopping, and the meals are delicious and simple to prepare. They come together in just 6 steps and are ready in about 30 minutes. For me, it was actually less than 30 minutes.
Who wants to spend time grocery shopping during the summer? In the summer, I'd rather be outside enjoying the sunshine than cooking in my hot kitchen. Every Plate helps me do just that. These are simple, stress-free recipes that are easy to do at the end of a fun-filled day that you can do quickly with your family.
And I live with big eaters, so we need food. The meals we get from Every Plate are delicious and have enough food for my family. The flavors were great. One night we had pork with carrots and mashed potatoes. That was quite delicious. Another night we had a chicken stir fry with ginger rice. Everybody loved it. We like healthy food and we have high standards. I loved making these meals and serving them to my family.
Every Plate offers options for everybody. Choose from classic plate, veggie plate, family plate, and easy plate preferences to serve up crowd-pleasing meals night after night. Try Every Plate for just $1.79 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering the code FLUSTER179.
That's right. Try Every Plate for just $1.79 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering the code FLUSTER179. That's up to $104 of value. Okay, we're back.
Summer's always just as busy as every other time, it feels. And in some ways, it's sometimes busier when our kids are not at school. We're not always as present with them during the day. So there's more screen time while we're trying to get our work done. Every year, it just never delivers that serenity that I hope for. So can you talk about mom guilt?
Sure, I can talk about mom guilt. And, the thing about it too, we've got this weird combination of summer is that we want these moments of serenity and downtime. And we also feel like we have to pack a gazillion things in because, oh my gosh, summer goes by so quickly and we're going to be starting school. So there's these two things. Like one, we want to have this nice carefree summer and we also want to have it packed with memories and events and we don't want to miss out on things. So it can get you coming and going. Here's the thing about guilt, people. The reason that guilt is around is to remind you when you've done something bad that you need to atone for, that you need to make amends for. Guilt in itself is not a bad thing because if you don't have any guilt about things, then you're kind of a sociopath, right? So you want to have the recognition that you did something that you then need to repair. Right? Oh, I feel guilty that I did this thing. But that's not the way that mom guilt is applied. Mom guilt can just be this universal feeling that you're not doing enough, that you're not creating the experiences that your kids are supposed to have, that you're not attentive every moment. That's not bad. Those are not things that then need to make amends for. That just means that you're trying to juggle what we juggle in our lives as moms. So don't mistake guilt or don't apply guilt when other emotions will fill the bill. So you might feel disappointed that you weren't able to do this thing. You might feel sad that you have to work this day and you wish that you could go to the beach with the other family that's going to the beach. You might feel angry, frustrated, etc. But guilt is reserved for when you do something that then you need to make amends for. It's specific and don't apply it so generally because then you're just beating up on yourself. If you do screw up, the thing about guilt, what's supposed to happen after guilt is that you're supposed to then repair. So if you do something that you truly should feel guilty about, whatever, you do something that you should feel guilty about. Maybe you said something you shouldn't have said in anger. Say you do something that you do need to repair. You want to have that feeling because then that leads you towards repair. But just make sure you don't apply it too broadly.
But so much of it is about, I could always be doing better. I feel like we're trying to be the best all the time for our kids in a way that isn't realistic.
Right. You don't have to feel guilt is not appropriate when you're not being perfect. When you say to yourself, oh, I should be doing this more. I should be, and you're comparing yourself to other people and, oh my gosh, I can't do this because I have a job or I can't do this because of whatever. You can feel disappointed about that. But it's the guilt is so heavy. And the thing about misapplied mom guilt is it really is you just beating yourself up. You're missing out on actually what's really important to your kids. Because if you say you've got to work during the summer and you're not able to do the things with your kids that you want to do all the time, it's okay for you to say, to your kids, I'm sorry, I'm so disappointed that I can't participate in this and I feel sad about that. But you don't have to take it on as this fault of yours, like, oh, I'm so guilty that I have to work and provide money and food and a roof, right? We don't have to do that self-criticism. It's okay to have the feelings, but just don't take it on as this thing that you've done that makes you a bad parent. That's the difference.
That's a great distinction.
Guilt is so harsh. Just remember that. Misapplied guilt is harsh.
Whenever I hear the word should, when I'm thinking about myself and my own actions, it's like, don't should all over yourself.
Right. I should have. Yeah. It's just being able to say, during this summer, I'm going to look for moments of connection and moments of joy. And I know I say this all the time. Let me just say it again. Moments count. Moments count.
Our favorite memories are moments, not weeks.
Right. Moments count. And you can have these moments, even if you're super busy. And even if you've got to balance things during the summer, because it can be hard for a lot of families. Remember, we've had a hard year, right? So it's hard to make it all happen the way that you think it's supposed to happen. Let yourself have those moments and let those moments count. And speaking of breaks, we also have a retreat coming up.
It's an amazing time. What I love is the connection that gets created so quickly. It's so great to just have a group of parents come in and be really authentic and share what we're all going through and make us all aware of how common so much of this is, so that we don't feel like we're parenting alone.
And that's always our goal, is for when we're talking about all of these things, whether you're listening to the podcast or you're going to a retreat or you're taking the anxiety audit is that you know that you are not in this alone. The things I talk about are common to all families. And, it's really about being able to say, this is part of being a human being, and this is a part of doing this really tricky and pretty emotionally laden job of parenting. So however you want to join us, the reason we're doing these little nuggets during the summer is because we don't want anybody to feel like they're alone as we're going through this time.
That's right. So join our Facebook community so you can ask Lynn a question and connect with our listeners.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Flusterclux. Bye, Robin.
Bye, Lynn.